Alrighty, guys. Welcome once again. Another Friday. Show number 57. Here we go. I've as you guys probably know, I've compiled the second Congress vlog. Is already on YouTube. So, in case the stream freezes again and dies, just watch that if you haven't. But anyways, today we're here with Ateares.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
It's good.
And let me introduce him a little bit. So Ateares is actually a very very popular Go streamer now. He has almost I think you have like more than 50 followers on your Twitch, and that's really good for that's really good for a new kind of like a new starting channel. But he actually has a Go show called Go Vision, and every week there is a newsletter. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which just collects all the awesome Go videos for you. And I am very honored to have been on the newsletter because I made 2 vlogs, and I'm happy to see that people are enjoying it. The lag is still going. I'm just gonna move around. This doesn't seem like it's so.
We just have to stay very still.
Exactly. We just have to stay very still. But I think eventually it'll work. Yeah. So, yeah, just keep in mind that the webcam is probably gonna lag. It's kind of a shame because you can only change the webcam settings on the Windows. Anyways, so today we're gonna talk about as the title suggests, intense Tygem Games. We actually made a parody of like the ratings card, so I thought it was a fun thing to do. Yes, with the help of Green Bean, you got all the names right. So today we're gonna talk about games that are extremely intense, and I know a lot of people have been anticipating this episode. But basically the plan is today we're gonna talk about 2 games, one from myself, one from our guest, Ateares, and just kind of show you guys what it's like to be fighting hard in an exciting game. Yeah, the adrenaline rush is crazy. Like, not even gonna lie. But first of all, Ateares, how are you doing? How is your Go going?
I'm doing well. I've been actually playing on Tygem for a little bit now. I've restarted my account over there, and I've gone from 2Q to 1 Dan. So I think my Go has improved since I last played on Tygem, which was like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got into some really messy, bloody games. So I think that's what we're all here to see. Lots of killing, lots of cutting, some Tasujis here and there.
So are you like a fighting player, or what is your style like?
I used to be more of a fighting player, and then at one point I was like studying Takamaya, and I was like really interested in Cosmic, and now I'm more, I think, a little more balanced. And so I'm not trying to fight to kill stuff so much as learning to profit from attacking. And so that's kind of where my gameplay is right
It's
now.
actually a huge step. Yeah, it's a huge improvement. Uh, like if you start like uh, realizing that like profiting from an attack is actually the most important thing, then you're definitely at the next level. So yeah. That's I think is it Takamaya or Takamiya?
Takamiya. I'm horrible at pronouncing names.
But Takamiya Masaki is a professional nine dan, famous for his cosmic style, and so yeah, his one of his signature openings is Sunrin Say, which some people like, some people don't. But like if you haven't checked out his games yet, definitely go do that. Like whether or not you like his style or not, it's just like some of his games are just really like interesting and artistic. Like they have an aesthetic value. Uh, I guess that's a good way to put it. Yeah. So
He's
his yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say his cosmic style. He's famous for playing like the Sanran say, but using massive influence to build a gigantic Mario. He's like really good at reducing stuff from the outside and building massive center territory.
Okay.
And so
Mm-hmm.
that was like what I was really interested in for a while.
Yes. Insomnia Days asks, can you explain what cosmic style is? So basically, is it's kind of like the style of interpreting the of Go board as kind of a universe or cosmos, I guess, and usually you start by like giving away some marginal stuff, like giving away corners or like sides, and then just like building like one large framework and just like build a huge moil from that. And yeah, so it doesn't have to be always Sensei, but start point openings are a feature of Cosmic Style. So yeah. Anyways, today we're gonna start with my game. Cause why not? I'm the host. I'm just kidding.
That's fine. I'm actually in it with you, so if people want to follow along, I think they can see the review over there.
Yes.
OGS. Yep.
You don't have to spoil it for yourself though, because we're gonna go over this game. But yeah. What's my rank on Tygem? I am 6 done now. I think I am 5 games to 7 done. That's what it is. So yeah, in this game, I was playing as white. I was playing against a Chinese Tygem 6 dan, I believe. So in this game, okay, let me explain the backstory. So we had just played a game before that, and I was playing as black, and I won by 1.5 points. Like that game was really intense as well. Even though due to the length of this show, we're not going to show that. But you feel free to check it out in the demo board. But basically, after this game, he really wanted to just like get a revenge on me, right? So, oh, someone's saying hi to you.
Hey,
Rivar saying hi.
hey, Rivari, safe.
There's actually like an accent you on the last E, but whatever. It sounds like Save or something.
Save.
Yeah. Anyways, so my opponent really wanted to get a revenge on me, and I could feel that he was really mad when he wanted to get a revenge. I mean like when he rematched me. So, oh, it's raining outside, is it? So basically, let me turn on the lights. Should be better. So basically, he was just trying really hard to kill me throughout this entire game. We started with this opening, and if you guys don't know what this opening is, it's actually the Kobayashi opening. Farrago would know because it's his favorite opening, but he actually played this in our game during the U.S. Open. In case you didn't know, like I encountered this opening like 2 out of 6 in two of my 6 open games. So yeah, very popular. This wasn't us. This was me playing against a Chinese 6 dan. So yeah. I couldn't remember his username, but yeah, he's a strong player. He's a very strong player. Yeah, and his winning rate is like over 60% something. So I started by playing this 2-space low approach. And usually this opening invites white to play this, which is, by the way, the 1-space high approach. It's actually not recommended here, because if you do that, then we, as black, can pincer. So now there's a real problem, because if you try to like play the normal Joseki, right, then you're going to be split in half. And that's not very good, because black has more stones than white here.
So, like, I'm not really familiar with this position. I haven't studied it. And so I've been treating it similar to like how I would deal with a Chinese and playing the R14 approach and looking to reduce later.
Yes, you can do that. The advantage of this opening is it's really efficient once you get this move, the large enclosure here, because you are basically just occupying the bottom side and like the bottom right corner with just 4 stones. So, which is why this was very popular, by the way.
Gotcha.
And I'm just gonna add a bit. If people are curious about like where this name came from, it was popularized by professional player Kobayashi Koichi. I think that's his name. He's non pro. He was one of the best Japanese players in the 90s. So yeah. In the game I played here because I didn't want to really get attacked unnecessarily. So in this case, black and white played this Joseki. Black pincers and then pushes. And then white defends at S7. So then we kind of have this shape, right? So black takes some influence. He has he's like a nice little wall here. And white can just set on the right side. So that's also pretty nice. Let's read the chat. What about N3 invasion? If you're talking about the invasion here, then, for example, let's just say that black responds, right? Then white will have a hard time, because if you compare the situation when white just side approaches to this situation where we actually have a black stone at K4, right? It's very different, because this stone limits white's potential of just like settling easily on the bottom side. Does that make sense? So yeah, ancient variation. Basco's here, and he's actually gonna be here. Like, hey, do you mind hosting me? Just out of curiosity. We'll be BFFs if you do that. I mean, we kind of already are, but
shameless plug.
Shameless plug, exactly. Yeah.
You got to.
How else do you think I got famous on the internet? Yeah, the bamboo joint is very popular. I actually played this in round 1 and 2 of my US Open. So yeah. So here we have this sequence. Now, normally, here's what the continuation would be. So white plays here, right? And in the future, black can choose to get a free move here at R11. White will have to respond because if you don't, then black can just like pull out the stone at r9, right? And white's group will not be alive. So white has to respond. But black can get the free move here, and then basically both sides can move to other things. Now this move actually has mixed like reviews, because some people, like some pros, advocate that this move should be played, and some pros don't really think it should be played, like it should be saved for later. For example, when I was talking to Stephanie Yin or even Mingju Zhang at US Go Counters, their opinion was this move should not be played, even though it's a free move. The reason was like it leaves space for the approach at r14 later, right? And white could easily just like split black in half. So black will end up giving up something. And if white gets to capture the r11 stone, it's like a decent number of points, right? So but anyways, guess what I played? In the game, I actually had a mouse flip because
This was too good.
because the game was like very quickly paced. It was basically just like 5 minutes of main time with I think 3 Yoyomi periods of 30 seconds each. Oh my god, the camera is lagging once again.
It's okay.
Anyways.
I think they can hear us fine, so we'll just keep going.
So yeah, I actually played the wrong variation here. At least I feel like it's wrong. So a mouse flip, I played the Hane at r9. Now, there's nothing majorly wrong with this, but my opinion is if black cuts, right? So, and by the way, it just shameless plugs once again. If you are new to my channel, please feel free to follow. We'll be BFFs all over the place. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, follow my channel. So yeah, my opinion is if black Hanes, then it's actually kind of hard for white, because if, let's say you play here, right? You Atari at S8, then black can get the outside. And if we compare this to like the orthodox variation, Insomnia Days, thank you for following. I'm gonna pull you over here. If you compare this to that, right, then white still gets the outside. But in this case, if you let black get all those free moves on the outside, you're kind of just like closed in. You're on the second line and you're not making a lot of points. So and the same with this too. If you connect, then black can also get the outside. So yeah. Nito 8090, thank you for following as well. So the story here is I played the wrong move, but black can also just Tanuki and just like save that variation for later. So in this case, black played here, approach at f17, and started anew here. Yakugo asks, what if white goes out at p8? That is a good question. What if white goes at p8? Well, it certainly is one way to prevent black from getting all of the outside. But I think black can just get this. The Atari at r9, r10 is certainly Sente. And this is Sente too. The kind of like the close-off at S10. So if you respond here, then black already has all those 3 forcing moves on the outside, and he gets that for Sente. So so that could be one option, but it could be in favor of black. So yeah, we started a new Joseki here. Just followed the normal way. So I decided to approach here, right? Oh, if you Ateares, feel free to ask questions.
Well, I remember up here. I'll probably comment more on the mid game. I'm not really sure all the stuff that's going on in the
You're
opening.
just amazed by the complexity of like
Yeah, like
so
the
far.
fact that you saw the Q9 when you showed me this before was like pretty mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
and keep in mind that maybe not all of this will be very familiar looking to everyone in chat, but today what we're going to talk about is just like what do you do when you get in the fight. So I hope you can take away some of the sensation and apply it in your games. But by the way, this pattern will be cool to learn too. The Kobayashi opening. So if you haven't seen this, uh, you can be like, oh, I've just like learned a new opening. So there you go. Right? Go give it a try. Thank you for following. And in this case, Black played out the cut. I didn't really want to let Black get the outside because let's see here. If let's say White comes out at P8, and Black is all the forcing moves on the outside, it's going to be very hard for the White R14 stone, right? Because the R10 position is already kind of a pincer. So if Black continues to put pressure on White, it'll be kind of hard for him to escape. So I think even like if Black just plays this, it'll be kind of good. So
yeah,
just
that
keep the pressure on.
R14 will be really, really struggling to live.
But of course, Black doesn't have to like play this immediately. So he can always just save that for later. Is the camera lagging once again? At least you can hear me, so it doesn't matter. So, in the game, I didn't want to allow him to get the outside. P14. Well, P14 can allow White to take the corner, but yeah. So I think it's actually like acceptable. And alternatives could be this, but if you play here, that's also a bad move because Black can get the corner. I think this is my what I feel like. And if you
that brings up a good point that Black didn't play back in the bottom to secure any of that territory.
Or just that, exactly, and leave the agi for later, right? And by the way, this is also a big move, F5, because it kind of reduces the possibility of White invading immediately at H3 and also expands the bottom side. If you're looking for a Kobayashi opening game, this is like the perfect structure you can get.
And that also reduces White potential on the left side too.
Yes, you can actually
very indirectly.
Yeah. You can even go forth and just like take the corner at C3 later if White doesn't respond. So there's also that. In the game though, I played this, which I was not very happy with because I was on the my situation was very low and Black got this, so he can just like take my 2 stones at any time possible. M5 is normal. Oh yes. Yeah, the Kobayashi isn't like 100% rock solid, so you have to keep that in mind. Like, let's say you Tanuki, right? Tanuki. Then 2 ways to invade for White are H3 which is like a common shape, or M3. So, and actually this is like rather deep here, but if black cannot catch white, I think some people would play this, right? I'm not quite sure, but I think most people would definitely just attack. But maybe this is like this can be saved for later. So those are two ways of just like invading the bottom moyo and harassing black. So in this case, I wasn't really happy because if I connected, then this will be gote and this will be bad, and black can just like keep going, and most of white is like still on the second line. So in this case, I counterattacked by playing the double approach at 017. And black followed by this by playing this Joseki, white Hanes. In my game, I extended. I thought about this one briefly, like actually. So in that case, black will just play here, and then this could be another game. But I thought about it, didn't play it eventually. Now, he cut at R13, which is a very good move, because if I just defend here, then he gets a whole lot of free moves on the outside, right? So all of this is sente. Does that make sense? So, and also, like after this sequence, white cannot push and cut anymore. So, one of black's fears in this shape is that like once white gets the N16 stone, he might push and cut at Q15. But in this case, it no longer works because now you kind of have to go back and capture at S14, so it no longer works. And this will be bad for white. So this is why, even though white could have captured the R13 stone, I chose to just like play below in order to like still preserve the push at Q15. Let's read chat for a little bit. Yakuyo says, with thickness at P7, that looks so difficult. This is incredibly thick for black now, I had to point out. Now that S6 is possible in the future, P5 actually doesn't exist anymore. So I don't think you can go back and play at M3. You have to kind of just like reduce at H3 is what happened. So in the game, black just followed the Joseki. Then I think I made a pretty bad mistake here. I believe I should have followed the Joseki and play here. Now this... Oh, that's old common. Okay. Twitch relax. Twitch is twitchy. Twitch is twitchy. The CPU percent is like 46. What the hell? So, in this case, if you block here, then white can actually Atari. And this will be a cut. Even though black can still live in the corner, and I think this is actually pretty good for black. It's still kind of okay for white. Black can also play here. Carisi, thank you for following. Correct me if I pronounced your username wrong. So black can also play this, and this will be normal. In the game though, I played here. I really just expected him to connect, which is obviously kind of dumb, but it's a quick game, right? It's a quick game.
This guy plays like the most aggressive moves just because he can. Like,
and because he's angry because he lost the last game. I won by 1.5. I'm serious.
Yeah.
So, Actually, this is a good move. Like, I'm not saying that his moves are overplayed. His moves are actually pretty legitimate and yeah. So he played here, which I didn't expect, but I realized that when I pushed and cut him, he could play this Incente, so I had to respond. Now, I definitely didn't want to play here. Maybe I should have actually. I was worried. I was concerned about this bad shape, because black can effectively just like get white in bad shape, and basically just like attack here. And this will be bad because white has a dumpling. So white has a dumpling at N16 and an even larger dumpling on the other side. So in game we're just connected, and yeah, P12 is also a good move. So even though white can obviously just capture black's 2 moves, this group is still in trouble, right? So, I've been selected. Why was that? Why am I the chosen? Is that? I kind of feel like it's kind of a I choose you Pikachu moment. Because my follow alert is actually like a Pikachu. Yeah.
I haven't been seeing it. I think I've been missing it.
Rostafarian, thank you for following. Thank you so much. My camera is still lagging. It's okay. It's okay. It never works. No one else in the streaming community frequently does like streams with Skype video calls, okay? Let's just put it that way. Is this...
My knee grows sometimes. Says, "Is this fake?"
What is fake?
I don't know.
The lag is not fake. The lag is real.
Everybody knows Asians play.
I know a lot of Asian friends who do play LOL, but I actually don't play LOL, believe it or not. But a lot of people play League, that's for sure. Like Ateares plays League all the time. So in this case, I wasn't really happy with my situation here, and basically, I wanted to settle this top group, right? Because if I neglect to realize the fact that my 4 stones are in danger, then I will get in some really deep trouble. Because black has stones at J17, he has stones here, right? He has stones here.
All I can say is black definitely has stones, like, and I'm not even talking about on the board, because he does some pretty crazy, ridiculous stuff. I mean, reasonable, but like super aggressive. He's mad.
My name was put on a website? Really? Or was that... Oh my god. Hey, how many people do we have like in chat watching now?
Let's see. There's 33 people on.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Nice.
Pretty awesome. So yeah, I tried to settle my top group, and I think he should have just like lived this corner, and then I can like probably like get eye shape or something, and then you can come back and play this, which is large. You can also play. You can also play here, so f5 is still a very large point. But in the game, he actually played this directly, which was kind of surprising, because let's see who's in the.
That just seems really slow.
Huh. Yeah, this seems actually really slow, and I was surprised, to be honest, because I immediately played this probing move at R18. And this is one of the moves, like, even when they don't work, they tend to just, like, make your opponent think a lot. So, my first tip of today is, in a fight, if you can play, like, if you can find the opportunity to play a probing move, and a safe one, obviously, if you can find the time to do that, just probe. My first tip. Anyone got that down on paper? Like in the game, this wouldn't hurt me because even if black lived, it would be his corner after all, right? I can still move on. And plus, this is actually kind of a hairy situation for him because once I played at 17, he kind of realized that it was going to be some sort of trouble. So in the game, we got into this situation. White threw in at Q19. And in this case, so let's think about the situation for now. What if white... So what would be the natural response for black here, do you think?
For me, I think maybe S19.
Yeah, maybe S19. Because if you capture here, then white will have to take this stone, right? Now the problem is, even though white only has one eye and seemingly not that many liberties, black actually cannot come in.
He can't approach at all.
Yeah, he cannot approach at all. And in fact, black is dead in the corner, unconditionally. So, in this case, we started a ko here, and notice that black will kind of have to fight this ko, because if he doesn't, then white can just capture at Q19, and then his corner will be dead, right? So, let me actually... How's that? Alright. So black played this kill threat, which was, it changes every few minutes.
I think they're talking about the raid.
Oh, what's the Twitch raid? No, seriously, I don't know that.
I've never heard of it, but apparently it's a site.
So, yeah, black played this kill threat, which was perfectly normal. I could respond to that. I didn't really have a lot of good kill threats here, so I just peeped. I thought I would just take the 3 stones and then run, because he could just like capture here, and I would just take the 3 stones, right? But in the game, my opponent actually paused for 25 seconds and connected. So now, I was actually really happy, because like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the ko, and then for like no matter what you get for ko threat, I'm going to just like take the ko and then kill your corner, right? So we play here, C15, the peep, and obviously he really wanted to put pressure on my corner. So now I took here with great joy. Where is it? There it is. Oh, what? I cannot label this. Just label those stones. There you go. Anyways, people don't get it when I put emojis or like letters. So that was the first part, right? So if I want to sum up that part, if you can find a time to play probes, then just play them. Now we went to the second part of the fight. And by the way, feel free to ask if you have any questions like so far. Does this look good for you guys? Or I hope the video's not lagging as much. Seems like it's okay though. So feel free to ask your questions. In this case, black really wanted to kill my corner. And it surprised me when I played the Hane here. So normally I think you just like Hane there, and so white will still have a hard time just trying to settle his group. But in the game, he just cut directly, which was very, very aggressive. And you can I cannot I need to take this very seriously, because if I just Atari here, then my stone is dead. Bam. So I cannot just sacrifice the stone there. But if I play here, right, then he can actually get me into a really bad situation here because I'm cut apart. I'm cut apart, and it's not very hard for him to connect there and live. So, if, for example, if I connect, then he can just connect there, and I'm still split.
Yeah, those white stones might as well either be dead or he's going to profit a lot on the left side.
Yeah. So, which is why I played the connection first. So he was really just playing the strongest moves possible, and he wanted to connect at B17, right? The Hane would make a connection. So in this case, I cut first in order to get free moves. Notice that in this case, it's very different from what we saw on the other side, because surely Black cannot give away that stone outside. Otherwise, it'll be very bad for him because White gets to outside and he just walks away with a lot of influence. So Black needs to Atari here, and then all of this is Sente. After that, now that White has got like stones at E14 and E13, he can now comfortably proceed to Atari at H16. So I was like, this game is going to get really intense, right? We already fought in the top right corner. Now he's going to kill my top left. And keep in mind that like all this was done like in 5 minutes of main time, 30-second Yomi periods. So in this game, he jumped out. Now I also had the developing thought here because even though my group was kind of in danger, his group here, if you allow me to label it, is also not very alive, right? If I can somehow get into a capturing race with that weak group, then my problem is resolved, right? Because I can just like walk away with that group and then I'll end with territory too, right? So, and Fuseki's just wait. Just wait. So, there were actually some pretty bad moves on my part, but so I thought if I could somehow kill this group, right, then this game will be over. Why not? Because I killed his top right corner, and I killed his top left. So tip number 2 is when you're in the middle of a fight, and this is very important. When you're in the middle of a fight, look for your opponent's weak groups, right? So it is not always a one-sided affair, if you know what I'm saying. It's not always just like one side chasing another, unless you're in like a really, really dire situation. So, if you Ateares, if you go to your games, then like if you're in the middle of a fight, oftentimes you can also find your opponent's weak groups alongside your weak group. So, so tip 2 is to basically just be aware of that and counterattack whenever you can. For example, in this case, if I just run out, where's no? I don't know why.
What happened?
I don't know why I downloaded the SGF. I didn't click anything, but sure, why not?
Oh, because of the little button over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or everything's still in one piece. So, if I just run out, my group will not die, but he will also make life in the corner, and I am still split. So, it's unsure like whether or not I'll get a good result from it because Black is alive. Like he has captured those 2 stones, and his left group is alive too. But I chose to get into a capturing race. Now he plays this, which is Sente, because I have to get rid of his eye. Now he actually this move, which really scared the crap out of me, because K15 was very close to being working. Because first we will look at a few variations here. So if black plays this, right? So what white can do is to actually push and cut. Now if you connect here, then I can just capture those 2 stones, right? And go home. If black captures here, if he connects here, then white can also push his way out. So in this case, what my opponent did was this, and I was really scared at first because I was really running low on time, and the way Tygem works is you had to make decisions in less than 30 minutes, or else you would lose a period, and the pressure builds up. Oh, Yakugo, by the way, says black's potential in the center is getting pretty huge. You will see that later.
Yeah.
So I can just feel you breathing heavily.
I was gonna say, like, if there's one flaw in Black's game though, is he's got just single-mindedly try to kill stuff instead of take advantage of all his influence and strength in the middle.
But well, yeah. But if he kills you and wins, then there's nothing you can say, right? Whatever works, works.
Yeah, no, that's true too. If it works, it works. I mean,
yeah, like if he plays super aggressively and you don't know how to deal with it, you can't just call his style bad because he beat you. So what we're talking about today is essentially like how to cope with those super aggressive fighting situations, right? So H14, yes, good reading, Fuseki's. So I played this move first, and I realized that what could happen was I could have played this move, but it would not work because if I just start collecting liberties, then black will actually get ahead of white. So as you can see, black has 3 liberties now. So white needs like A19, that, and that. So black has 3 liberties, but white only has 2. This is when I discovered this move, which was very life-saving indeed.
mm-hmm.
It's the only option within such a small space. So in the game, black pushed, and now what happens is white can push here, and black cannot block. Because if he blocks, then white can definitely push at J15, and then we'll just kind of get a game over situation for real, right? So in this case, black is torn apart. So black connects, and white escapes. Now, keep in mind that white's winning the capture race, so this group is dead as well. So that's part 2 of the fight. Now, Fusekis might be wondering, why is this game not over yet, right? Like, this game should already be like a win for me already. Just come on. But my opponent was really aggressive, so he's not going to give up for sure. So what did he do? He played this 3-3 invasion, because what Yakugo said completely comes into play here, because black's potential is getting huge. In other words, he has got this nice little wall here, even though it's kind of incomplete. He does have like a lot of nice influence, so white cannot be too overly aggressive in the bottom left corner. Now, I think Ateares mentioned a good point when we're reviewing this game, which was I probably should have just played conservatively and just like try to live this group or something. Black's bottom right or bottom side or bottom right would still be very, very large, but I think at least this would be like a very safe option for me. But then again, this game wouldn't be so fun.
There's still Aji, like, yeah, because there's 2 groups. On the top right group, with even though it's got capture that 1 stone, and then that other group in the top middle is, yeah, they're alive right now, but there's still Aji to invade and split and attack both of them. So
but like, yeah.
Seems like it would be easy game for White at this point because he's got so many points.
So in this case, you were talking about this group here because it still has some agility, even though it's not very easy to capture this group right away. Now, in the game, I didn't really fancy C4 because I thought, you know what, maybe he's just gonna, he's gonna play this, right? He's gonna take my corner, then I'll be fine with it, right? Pretty normal. So yeah, I can still live here. I didn't realize that he played here at C4. Now, what I was wondering, actually, like after the game ended, was if I should play here, and because the ladder here actually doesn't work. If you check the ladder, then you realize that this O13 actually is in the perfect spot, right? So the ladder doesn't work. So I wonder what will happen here. I think this will also be a good one for White. Like, even if you just give the corner away, then you'll still be easily alive.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty good result. I mean,
so yeah,
Black's not going to do much in the middle at that point.
In the game, though, I thought oh, so like he's gonna kill me, right? No, he's not gonna kill me. Like, there's so much space. Like, he's not gonna be able to kill me. So I kind of provoked him into this fight. So it's kind of just like a come at me, bro, attitude I had. And this move is really good, by the way. So I can't Hane, because if I Hane, then he can cut, and then I'll be split. So he kind of lives in the corner, even though with not in the cleanest way possible. But I was not too worried because I still had this Agi, or like this invasion move going on at H3. So even though it doesn't seem visually that my I had two eyes, it's still kind of open space for everyone. So error can still be anyone's, really. Now he played this bump at G3, which probably sends the message loud and clear that he wants to kill me right here, right now. Because if you play anything else, for example, like G4, what White was aiming was this connection at F2. So this will be really annoying if White succeeds, right? It will basically be game over because I don't see a way for Black to make enough territory up for like the two dead stones there. For the two groups of dead stones there. I cannot speak today. But Black played this bump, which was actually quite good, I think, in my opinion, because when I played here, so Black has basically closed off that connection in Sente. So now there's no more F2, there's no more G2, just two weak groups split apart. What you gonna do about that, right? So in this case, I tried living the large group first, if it's possible, for sure. I feel like from my own experience, when you have two weak groups, just like save the larger one. So like if you don't think you can save those two stones, just like save the larger group. Just try to do it, because if your opponent captures this, it's a lot more territory than like whatever those two stones take, right?
Mm-hmm.
So advice number 3 is if you want to so if you want to save one group out of two weak groups, then just pick the larger one. Well, now I'm not saying that. Just save for a larger one, whatever, like however the situation might be. I'm saying try to save the large one when it's possible. So that's tip number 3, right? Because
it sounds like common sense, but sometimes it doesn't happen, right? You get tunnel vision.
Yeah, I guess. So in this case, he played here at c5, which I don't think was very good because it kind of tightened the liberty for himself. Fuseki says if you want to play safe here as white, you might want to consider g3 yourself. Yes, but I was really just provoking him into the fight, as you can probably tell. He played here, which was interesting. So I played a Tiger's Mouth. Now in the game he peeped. He goes up. Now if he Tanukis here, then this corner is actually kind of a ko. So which is why black peeped there first. So if white clamps at a2 and black plays here at b1, then the cut will be valid. And notice that this is actually an Ateares for black. He has to take the ko now. And there's no way for black to avoid this ko whatsoever, if this happens. However, black peeped first, and I wanted to connect, but black would just get like the free move in Sante and try to live the corner. I wasn't feeling really confident about making two eyes in this cramped space, like especially when one of my tiger's mouths was peeped at, right? So that was a problem for me. In this case, I played the g5 in order to put more pressure on black. So he peeped there first. So I happily connected. Why not? So at this point, I decided to start a ko and see what happens. Because like I said, he cannot avoid this ko. If he tries to avoid, then if he connects there, then I can connect and he would just be dead. Ben Putzen, thank you for following so much. Welcome to my channel. You're watching Bloody Tygem Games. Yeah, so we started a ko here, and notice that if I get to capture at b3, my corner will be alive because I'll have two eyes here. So that's enough for me. So in this case, white wedged first. Notice that this is a code thread, so I was just really using the local code threads to try to cope with black here. Fuseki says he can play b3 instead of a3. That is a good point. He can play at b3. Didn't even notice that. So what happens if he plays?
He's got the cut.
He's got the cut. So sad. Okay. That was a good point.
Good call over there. I don't think either one of us saw that earlier.
It was hard to see under circumstances, though.
Yeah.
If you
Fast
like,
time settings.
if I put a clock on you, then yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard. So in this game we started the ko. I was really thrilled about the ko because this is the second ko in the game already. The adrenaline rush of getting ko threads and just like playing them out in 30 seconds is incredible. It's almost like when you're playing let's say when I'm playing a racing game, because I play racing games myself, but I understand that different people get their adrenaline rushes differently. But if you realize that like this is like where it starts to be exciting, Go can be that exciting too. It can just be as thrilling as video games. So that's the point. It could be as stressful as hell. Yeah. So that's he took back the ko. Say the words right. So I connected, and obviously this was still a kill threat, but notice that when I was playing this out, right, my dead stones at my supposedly dead stones at H4 still are also coming back to life, because as I build up the shape, there's more room for making ice base. So this shape could potentially live, right? And he has to take. There's no other option. He continues to find kill threats here. I peep. Now I think this was a little bit astonishing. He really was going all out at me. I think he should have just connected, because this would allow like less agi. Because you also want to prevent unnecessary agi, which by the way is tip number 4. Prevent unnecessary agi if you can. Now I'm talking about that kind of agi that doesn't work for you. For example, if you push here, right? And there's some sort of nasty stuff which could happen. It's like if you play this, then we could cut. And the next move we can actually just occupy e3 and try to kill white, to kill black. Sorry. So I'm not saying this might happen, but there's just more agi. There's more possibility. There's a higher possibility for things like that to happen to black.
And that sequence wasn't too far off.
MPepe16 asks, why not wedge instead of connecting at d6? Which wedge? Oh, here? I thought about that, but okay, what if I play here? What if I wedge? That is a good question. H2 does work. But
white can live in the middle now.
White can live in the middle now. He'll he'll need to give up the H4 stones though. So that's another game. So let's see what happened in the game. I try to find more kill threats here locally, and he still has a bunch of kill threats here. Notice that R19 for black is actually not a kill threat, because if he captures and then captures again at R17, I can still close off at O19. And it goes back to the original life and death situation we're talking about, where it's actually leading by 1 liberty. So when I cut, I wonder if I should have cut here. It's one of the things I didn't touch on. I feel like I should have. So this cut would be Sante. Then there's this. I can Hane. Will it work? Oh, but this is like super good for white though, because he has like, there's a code going on. So yeah, I think I should have totally just like done this. Now look at how nasty this shape is.
Threatening to kill the group.
Feels like he says, I guess might still be better than game. Exactly. If I'd played better, the game wouldn't have lasted that long and wouldn't be that epic. I was feeling the pressure on him too. So I took the kill. I actually was really regretting the choice of not cutting at E8. So he fixed there. Sorry, he didn't fix. It wasn't that. So I took the kill. He fixed at D8.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no choice but to take the kill, of course. Now my corner's alive. He has 6 more, or at least like 4 more death stones in the corner. Now, guess what he's trying to do? He's trying to kill my entire group here. Notice that with black surroundings now, like around white, right? he has brothers and sisters from the top side, the right side, and the left side, and limited space on the bottom. So even if white captures all of like the previous dead black stones, I feel like we still need to go to counting to see who's actually really winning if all of this white group dies. Now, obviously, it doesn't seem like very easy to kill this entire white group, but I was frankly very scared when I saw him play like extra aggressively. Um, so I don't think I should. I think I should slide it there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think maybe I should still attach.
But if you go back before this exchange, if you
But
just descended at H2,
uh, Senate H.
there's a connection under
Yeah.
before.
So he's gonna
Just go back. Yeah, right here.
huh.
If you descend at H2, then you could jump to L3.
What if he still not enough eye space though, right?
Yeah.
Still dangerous. This will be very good under normal circumstances, but since it's so strong outside, he doesn't have to worry about sacrificing the outside in order to kill me. Fuseki says maybe play L3. You mean direct?
Yeah, that's what.
I think he's saying like I might play this directly. I think it could be a choice. But I mean, like if this just reverts back to the variation.
Mm-hmm.
Except I think in his variation, white has more freedom because you can also have like something like J2, and then make eye shape there, and it's looking actually very good for a white. So tip number 5 is essentially just use like the surrounding stuff. For example, which in this case didn't do well in the game, but I think I'll still qualify as a tip. So in this case, if you have something Sente on the second line, take advantage of that. If you have something you can like some eye shape you can get for free, do that, right? But in this case, I didn't do exactly that well because black actually came back with a pretty strong attack. Now notice that even though I may still have this, right? The difference is, this eye is not Sente anymore. I need another move to defend this eye. When I do that, my opponent might just come back and take one of my other eye.
Yeah, need to get
one of my strong responses might be this. I think even this would still be like better in the game because white can make the ko. If black takes the ko on, then white has a lot of ko threats here everywhere. Like white can just literally play on, and black will have to try his best to kill white. So this almost equals an eye. Almost. So if you play here, and black will have to kind of take. So then you have a lot of cut threats out here. But sadly, I didn't do that. And he connected. So sad. I only had like half an eye. Or maybe like a ko-eye. But at this point, it's just like naked aggression. He was just trying to kill me in the most ruthless way possible. And as you can see, even though I can capture there, he's not affected by that because he doesn't have to block. If he blocks, I may have a second eye. I may have an eye at least. One eye is better than no eye, right? But he can actually just extend here and M6. So that means that even though he's sacrificing some outside influence, or not even influence, like, how do I say this? The integrity of that, the shape on the outside.
Yeah, but you're still struggling to live.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still struggling to live. Because even though I can still poke out, then he can just like close this off, right? And I have nowhere to go. So even though he's like splitting the parts, because his shape is super strong, I'm having trouble. And I was like, please don't end the game that way. So, but I didn't entirely lose my hope. So there comes tip number 6: aim for your opponent's remaining weaknesses. If it's hard to find to find a way out. Basically, in this case, what I was really thinking was this: if you can somehow see that, like, the connection here, like, the connection here is kind of vague, right? So black is half connected, mostly connected, right? But if I can somehow split that group and cut it off, then I can probably get this game into a capture race. Even though I'm not alive, I don't have 2 eyes yet, there's still hope, right? There's still possibility. So in this game, I bent a K11. My opponent actually, as which I didn't expect, cut directly. So this is not even like, so he wants to kill me and tear my dead dragon to 1,000 pieces. This is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw my chance here because I realized that this extension at L13 was center. By the way, the CPU has finally lowered down. Thank God. So once I realized that this was Sente, I became aware of the fact that I could kill this black group. So this was Sente, right? And then I was really eyeing at the Kusumi at H12. So if white actually plays the Kasumi, right, black cannot block here, because if he does that, white's connection at H13 will be Sente. And you kind of have to defend. Now you can push and cut. Right? I was really eyeing that, so here comes tip number 7. Buy time for what you are going to focus on. Does that make sense, Ateares?
Say that one more time.
So, just like buy time to think about what you are going to focus on. For example, if your plan is H12, just buy time for that. So,
Yeah.
especially like in Bioyomi games, one period is not enough. So, try thinking about how
Play
to extend,
some forcing moves so that you can think. Yeah.
How to extend the thinking time while helping yourself out. For example, in this case, I played the Hane at N10, right? And connected. Now, obviously, you could defend. But notice like how these are free forcing moves and sending forcing moves, and it bought me time to think about that cut at H12. Meanwhile, while I was doing that, I got these free stones. Right? So now with the help of these stones, the connection here is going to be even more ambiguous and possibly can be broken. So I bought even more time here by trying to start a ko, which my opponent didn't like. At this point, if he connects here, then I get a free eye, right? Almost equivalent to a free eye, because I don't think he has quite as many kotas as I do. And at this point, even if I regardless of whether I win the ko or not, I only have one eye left, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. Though.
I have even if I win this ko, you're gonna say, oh, this is oh sure, this eye is yours, but I still don't have two eyes. But regardless of that, I bought time. I allowed myself to think about what to play when my opponent was searching for those ko threats, right? In this case, so he was trying to find ko threats here. Now, after I prepared myself and got ready, I played here. So, notice how I didn't play this right away, but I kind of played this after everything was ready to go. I have forcing moves, I have free stones, I have thinking time. Now I play this. So yeah. He's trying very hard to connect at M14. And oh, sorry, N14. I can't even read that coordinate right. So after all those efforts here, right? Now I can push here. I'm not sure if this works, to be really honest with you. So if I push here, I've always been curious, what if he pushes here? Now if I connect, he's going to connect back, right? And this is actually quite a delicate situation, because if I play here, then he plays here, I have to capture, right? So don't be fooled by the fact that white actually has captured the black group there. Black still has two eyes. I believe he has already two eyes in Sente. So because M13 and J14 are Miai. So even if white captures this black group, the dragon is still dead. So that means there's still a long way to go. Potentially, white can even still lose the game. So that's actually one interesting thing I didn't think about. I think I'll play here. I'm not entirely sure though. No, I don't think I can let black connect. Maybe this was lucky after all. But it reached my only way. In the game though, he pushed at M15. Now realize that how I could just cut. And now because of these two stones at N10 and O10, his two stones at N14 and N13 cannot escape. Right? Because if you take those two stones away, then black would just escape. Then white will be dead. Now part of white's goal was also not to let black get two eyes. Black played here, trying to make things more complicated. Now here comes the final tip. So the kind of the ace tip of all. So just be mindful what you're doing. Don't get carried away by small goals. Just aim for the big goal. If you know what I'm trying to say. In this case, white's goal was to not capture those triangle black stones.
Yeah, those two.
Even though they might seem pretty delicious, white's real goal was trying to kill these black stones.
Otherwise, white is all dead.
Yeah, so don't get carried away by small goals. Aim for the big one. So in this case, I pinched this eye out. Notice that this is actually a really close call. But when I played here, I was able to connect there. And even though the shape looks very ugly, so for example, what black plays here, then we can kind of get a dumpling. But no matter what, white can still get away with it. So even though this shape is probably like the most horrific shape you've ever seen in your life.
Because at this point, black is dead everywhere. Hey,
Black
but
is
if it
dead
works,
everywhere.
it works, right? Sometimes you have to play bad shapes so that.
Yeah. So here, so I was able to connect. Now black's final try was to play here. Notice that he already has so many dead stones, and if we add white's dead stones here and there, and if we add like the 13 stones black had captured and 15 stones white had captured, then the total would amount up to 76. So this was black's final test. So white cannot be white cannot just loosen up here, because if white loses this group, he still loses everything. So as a small tip, I would just say don't lose your mind. Similar to the last one, don't lose track of what you're looking for. So in this case,
yeah, you have to avoid the co. Right?
I had to avoid the code, yes. Now that if white plays here, I can play here. So A19 will be valid. The Atari forces black to play here at C9, C19. So black has to connect. And white can then proceed to win the capture race, because what black has two liberties, white has 3. Right, so this will work. Notice that it's an extremely close call, though. Not gonna lie. But if black plays this, it will still be the same. It will revert back to the same variation. So after this, my opponent resigned. But
it's such a crazy game.
If you look
There's
at
so many close calls.
So many close calls, right? Now I'm not saying that my play in this game was perfect, and in many situations it was imperfect. But from my own experience, I wanted to bring up this 8 tips for just like fights in general. I have to look back at the video later, because I don't think I remember all of that. I just improvised as I went along. But does that make sense, everyone? Please ask questions if you do.
I'm not seeing anything.
And now we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to your game very soon.
All right.
Any questions about this game?
I just want to bring up 2 things though. It is 7:34, and I do have to run around 8 o'clock, so we'll probably have to do this quickly. And another shameless plug: if you guys haven't checked out my channel already, it's Twitch TV /Ateares. I also run the GoVision website. You can find it at go-vision-at.blogspot.com, or you can find it on my Twitch channel. And I also have a newsletter for updates and other stuff. So be sure to check that out. Sign up for newsletter. Follow me. But yeah, we're gonna go through this game, and I'm gonna
Oh,
watch
Ateares.
your.
Yes. You do have a really nice website, just so you know. You do have a really nice
Thank
website.
you. I appreciate it.
I
I had a Go blog at one point, and it was really really painful to come up with Go content all the time. But since everybody's been creating all these Go videos, I thought, hey, it'd be great to have like a blog or some sort of website that would feature everybody's videos, so that there's one place everybody can come to. And so that's basically what Go Vision is. It's just a website that consolidates all the different Go videos.
Mm-hmm.
So we add a couple every single day.
Very nice indeed. Now let's look at your game now, because we do want to save 25 minutes
Yeah.
for our game. So I'm gonna hand over the control to you.
Okay. So this one, sad to say, it did not turn out the way I wanted it to. So I will preface it that way. It was not an epic Stevens Sue 98 game where he came out victorious. I kind of made some slip ups and might have lost a one game because of some bad Aji that I left behind.
Yeah, bad things happen, right? It happens to the best of
So,
us.
so this is, I think this was like the second game. No, maybe, no, I hadn't played this opponent. So this was just the first game.
Mm-hmm.
So I went for just a low Chinese opening. He's got like the 4-4 Hoshi points.
Right?
Yes, shout out to Riveris Save for putting together the Go streamer list, which is on the resource page over on the website.
Streamers list / the third Creators Invitational invitation list.
So
You're
he plays inside low, and my
that's
thought
interesting.
process is, what's that? Sorry.
I thought that was interesting because it's jumping, kind of jumping inside the pincer. If you ask me.
Yeah, so he jumped right into the pincer, and I said that I want to attack this stone and take use of the pincer to build on both the left side and on the bottom side.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought process is, hey, I'm going to go and kick this. He's going to extend, and I'll just jump out. Not too aggressive, nothing like far like like that, just because he could maybe attach or something.
Mm-hmm.
Pull back and improve his shape a little bit, and then kind of start attacking that J3 stone.
He's still kind of weak though, so yeah, you're good. You're good.
So he immediately like counter pincers me from the other side also, and I'm just like, and so I will like want to attack both groups at the same time. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to play. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just do the Kosumi here in the corner,
Just
protect my corner.
just out of curiosity, what flag on Tygem are you using?
What's that?
What flag on Tygem are you using?
The U.S.
Exactly. He's enraged by the American flag.
So he just wants to kill everything, huh?
I cannot be beaten by an American.
But he does this. This was really confusing. Like,
yeah,
I wasn't sure if I should just ignore this and play bigger moves.
I think you should play on the outside. For example, like K3.
K3?
Yeah.
Just do something like this.
Just keep them split.
So, he does something like that.
Tip number 9: don't Tanuki if you can keep your opponents split.
Well, I didn't Tanuki. I played this.
Which is also not bad. Yeah.
So I was thinking, even if he extends up, he's going to have a really inefficient position.
Mm-hmm.
So he extended, and I extended one more time. And I said, all right, I'm gonna Hane at the head of 3 stones. That's a proverb or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so he does that, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna extend.
Sure. Good honey.
So I said, all right, I want to poke in here right away, make this group weak, and that way I can chase it for a while. I
Yeah.
thought that just playing the turn at L6 would have been a little too passive
I
because,
I actually feel like the turn at L6 is good because you're confining him to a a small living space, and you're
mhm,
getting all of that outside influence. For example, if you just even if you just press along at N6 and you just like press him in that small into that small area, then you get
yeah.
all that outside influence, which will be incredible.
So I mean, at this point, I guess does he need to come out one more?
You're probably Hane at this point,
Okay, yeah.
but you can still Hane, so you can still get most of the outside. It doesn't matter.
And I can come back and attack the
Yeah, so as long as you get the
left side.
outside and your bottom right corner doesn't die, you're good.
So I had a similar thought, but I decided I was going to poke over here first and come down here.
Hmm. Which is also good. Which is also good. Yeah.
So I was trying to deny him a base or force him to leave really small over here and seal him off.
Hmm.
So when he did this, I was debating playing something like this and just letting him out those 3 stones and taking
That one's risky because if so like if he Hanes
like
at
right here.
L4, yeah, and then you actually have a lot of weaknesses. For example, you can wedge subsequently at N6 if you come out.
Yeah. So
So it's
I
not
was
yeah.
if I played that way, I was going to give up the 3 stones in the middle. I was gonna, but I was like, well, I want to keep attacking this group. I don't think that that's good. So he does this diagonal jump. I attach. I said, I want to fix my shape a little bit.
Uh
And I said, all right, I'm just going to live comfortably in the corner.
hmm.
And I thought that was enough. And so now I decided I was going to attack the left side and try to build a little territory on the left wall. So
Uh-huh.
this is, my thought process: attack and profit type of thing.
Yeah.
Just
So see,
connect.
you're building territory on the third line now. Yeah,
Yeah. So here.
very decent.
So after this turn, I said this group in the middle is it's pretty thick shape and it's quite strong, but I don't want it to be attacked severely and have him like chasing this group for the rest of the game. Because
I don't.
even though he's got 2 weak groups, if this becomes a target, he could strengthen both groups by attacking it. So
Yeah, so
maybe this wasn't the best move.
yeah. That fix was very good actually, because if he cut at J5, it'll actually be really tricky to handle. If you ignored and then if he cut, then what do you do? You have to give those 3 stones away at least, right?
Yeah,
And that's how his group. And
that doesn't work.
now your group is unsettled.
So I was afraid of that, and I went ahead and played that to protect the cut point. And he played this, and I was looking for Sente.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that I could get Sente because this 2 space jump is a little bit weak. So I did this, thinking I thought that this move right here, this table shape, would give me good shape and Sente,
Mm-hmm.
but I did not anticipate this.
Ah, yeah. So you got Gote there.
So I got Gote, and then he did this again, and so I definitely got Gote from that. But then he did this, and he didn't. So I had to protect my cut so that I could run out in the middle.
So if I had a
And
tip, then would be just like always try to get Sente in the
yeah,
fight.
like if you can get Sente, like
Because like
so,
if you get Gote moves in Fuseki, then I think it's actually like pretty okay. So like yeah, it's pretty chill, right? Just easy, take it easy.
So the F6 was really bad, right? Like because
Uh,
that just
yeah,
really gave.
cause you lost the initiative there, and especially in the fight when that happens, it means your opponent now is landing blows on top of you instead of the other way around.
So I don't know if I could just cut directly over here.
I think it would be slightly overplay, cause
Yeah,
yeah.
I think just or even whoops, not there. Maybe just running out because then that leaves no. Wait, no, that's not good. But anyways, that was kind of messy and really bad on my part. Um, came back over here, so he's just poking at
You're
everything.
still well alive though. It's just that now, like even if you're alive, you can like move on to other things. Yeah.
So
that.
yeah, I'm alive, but it's gonna be. I can still run out to the middle. I can make life over here small. Um, but the thing is, White still has this group on the middle that's going to the right. That's still weak.
Yeah.
Like I can reduce him down to one eye by playing the L3. And then O2 becomes Sente, and
You can even just like try to pin him down at like P9 or Q10.
so it's like there's a lot of there's still weak groups. Like and left side that group isn't quite settled either. It doesn't have two eyes, so I thought that C3 was just he wasn't coming back and actually protecting his group.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I'm just going to run out, and then I decided with that peep right there that I could play the Q10.
Very nice.
So I should not have made this exchange, but I thought maybe there was some Aji like at R5 that I wanted to avoid. So I made this exchange,
Mm-hmm.
and this was too aggressive.
I think if you're going to play, probably play at R10, the Iron Pillar.
Like that.
Yeah.
So that would have been better, right?
And this will work better without the exchange at Q6 and P7 because now he doesn't like if you remove that then he doesn't have eye shape.
Yeah.
So if you go back, yeah, here. So just play here, yeah. Now because he doesn't have
really
the P7 stone. He's
So that would have been a lot better.
that would have been a lot better. But yeah, remove. It goes back to the previous point, right? Remove unnecessary agi. If you don't need to have that agi, that's bad for you. Don't do it. Now there's more.
But this is what happened in the actual game.
Yeah, there's room for him to.
And so that gave him eye shape, and that was not good. So I just was like, well, I can attack both groups at the same time, but I didn't do it very well. Like this was so bad. I was concerned about those 4 stones. So I said, hey, those stones in the middle, even if they link up, there's no eye. Like there wasn't any eye shape over there, so I didn't really care if they linked up. Mm-hmm. But now my group is sealed in, and I need to live over here. So I started poking at Aji and then came back over here just to live.
Yeah, so you lived.
So he aggressively tried to cut over here.
I feel like that's overplay probably.
Yeah, so I said
maybe he's eyeing at the cut, in fact. At K12.
Yeah, I saw that cut over there, and that was a little worrisome.
That is very worrisome because there actually is no
So
effective way you can. Yeah.
so
So
after I
he
played,
should have just cut there. He should have just cut there.
yeah, he should have just cut it immediately because that ladder does not work for black.
Yeah.
So, but he was worried about that stone. I came back and protected the cut, and then he played this move, and I just connected.
Mhm.
He descended. That descend really didn't do anything. I mean, did it? Well, I guess I couldn't connect underneath anymore.
Mhm.
But it doesn't help his ice. And so I should not have played that. If I was gonna do anything about his eye shape,
Yeah.
yeah, I should have played over here.
Right.
But he's whoops. He still has this over here.
I mean, your concern is probably going to be like the group on the right now.
Yeah. So the P2 would extend his eye space a little bit, and then I'd have to try to live on the right.
Yeah.
So I knew that the right was really weak,
Mhm.
but I was going to poke out his eyes first.
Yeah.
And then so he came back and fixed that. And so now this bottom, he can't make an eye if I Hane.
But
You know, like,
you still have that weak.
but this group on the right is still really weak. So I knew I had to protect this group first.
So yeah, that's a good basic good application of what we talked about before. Identify both weak groups from both sides, not only the one side.
Yeah, like because if I just tried to attack White's group only, I could easily just die over here, right? And he would just profit massive. Um, I mean, I don't exactly see the entire variation, but I guess you could start something like S14, maybe R14 to attack that shape.
I'm actually even like eyeing at the agi in your bottom right corner. There's some agi in your corner because like it's height and stuff, but like when they're looking at everything, they might try to identify the weaknesses. So
Stuff like over here, maybe.
oh yes, that's gonna come really nasty. Uh, or even just like well, if you I guess you can play at you can if you play at R3, what if white just like crawls in like R2? I'm not quite sure what will happen here, but I'm just telling you that there's agi in the corner.
Yeah.
Like it requires an advanced reading, which is why like we amateurs don't tend to see that immediately. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
because we don't do 3 hours of life net every day.
Like I'm okay at some reading, but I'm only good at reading at my level. I'm not at like the professional Don levels or
But
anything.
like then yeah, like I said, it doesn't is like identifying weak groups applies to all people of all ranks. So like no matter if
So
you're professional or not, you should be able to see those things.
this is the thing that I was wondering about though. After this R16, R15, R16 exchange, I'm wondering if black can live over here without having to reply.
So
Because
oh
that
yeah,
might
that's a good
give me
question.
enough of a shape that I could
I think
make
if
two eyes.
I think if he's I think if Hana is at S15, and by the way, we think we have like 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
If Waihana is at S15, then you can Hana back. Then what if you so if let's just say he Ateares, then let's say he captures. Then I think you can get S12 and live.
Yeah.
It seems like pretty. seems pretty alive to me. I'm not. Okay. Yeah, he might play that though. Might be a co or something. I don't think it's worth the risk because if you get in a co, then it's almost never good for you because he has a lot of health threats.
Yeah, so
His shape is very robust, even though not alive.
let's see. Is there another way? What if?
Yeah, he's gonna peep, and then yeah, let's do that. So yeah, not uncertain. I think.
I'm trying to see if I can make Siki though in here. What about this one?
What about that one?
Co.
Is Pasco still here? He hates co's. I think it might be a co. I feel like it's not worth the risk though. Just try to live, and like force your opponent to live in Gote.
Yeah, so that was my thought process.
Okay, just show me what happened in the later part of the game. We have 3 minutes left.
So we just played through. Yeah, we got like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
So just trying to live over here, but so I forced White to live in Gote back there. So now Black is actually pretty comfortable. There is still Aji in the bottom right corner. I probably should have just played H2 in response to E1. But that looked okay.
I think you're already are you already alive actually?
What's that?
Are you already alive?
Right. If I didn't play anything?
No, you're not alive.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, so that's problematic. Mm-hmm. So I had to reply. This was not the best response.
It's not too bad, I'd say.
Because I was looking.
I would prefer connecting.
Yeah, I should have H2 or J1, right? I mean, just connect. I wasn't sure. I wasn't reading very well at this point. Time was running out, so I shouldn't have done that. You know, like over here, I didn't need to do that. I could have just played D18.
Yeah, I think D18 would be fair enough. He doesn't really have a lot of liberty. He doesn't really have a lot of territory.
So when I made this exchange, this was bad because he's able to jump in over here. And what I was
go back a few minutes.
Yeah.
When you played at C15, I think Black should have instead played at C18. No, white blocks. So white blocks and Black plays at C18, and that would is the corner left. If you're not sure, just Hane at D18. Like don't even play at C18. Just Hane at D18. That I think is live. Yeah, just play that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this would have been nice and simple, and then White's group still has some issues. Like there's still weakness in the shape. It shouldn't die, but you know, there's still a lot that could be done to it. But let me just go ahead and go through this really quick.
Let's go over this real quick.
So he's trying to kill me. I play this over here so that I can get eye shape. I think there's still some weakness over here.
Sorry, I'm just like playing my own rendition of blank space in my head. You ever heard that I got 2 honorable mentions at the U.S. Go Congress?
No, I didn't hear about that. What happened with that?
I signed up for the song contest, and I just basically just modified lyrics, and I got in like 2 entries, so I got 2 honorable mentions.
Nice. So I didn't need to play M19.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that now, but I wasn't sure before. Or did I? I guess, is there a co to kill this because N17 isn't really an eye?
And I don't think there's a co. Is there a co? So what? Okay, what does he play? Yeah, white plays at M19, right?
So let's just say I played this over here
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So
Then you play at N18.
so these are me eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I missed that reading, so I wasn't sure, and I wanted to make sure I lived. I thought there was a co in there. I guess not. My reading mistake over here. But I went back and protected just because I wasn't sure. Alright, but this is where, oh man.
This is where the agi gets you.
Yeah, I was like, I've definitely got enough eye space, right? And we do all these exchanges, and I guess he was reading out the situation, and then he does this.
I like we were talking about it, and like before we started the show, I was like, yeah, just give stuff away. At this point, just give stuff away. So like, at least you're safe now. And I think you're. I'm not even sure if you're. I think you're leading them by points. Yeah, you're leading them by points.
So this would have been.
I just don't see like where he has like.
Because white just has a few points here and there, right? He doesn't really have any territory.
It's like eyes.
It's like it's all eyes. Like all I've been chasing white around and keeping him small.
At least you have like 3 nice little chunks of like territory. Like 10.
And so I should have played like this. I should have just given up those stones. I was not sure where we were on points. I didn't count. I should have. So I thought maybe I need to have this corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then white played this.
Oh man.
And this made it.
Ooh. We screwed it up again last night, but oof. Ooh. Sorry.
So this turned into a co.
Yeah, so sad.
And it was a very, very painful co. So he exploits like everything that I can do. I'm like trying to trade something because he still needs to approach. So there's a chance that I can make this bigger by doing something else.
It's actually like a multiple step co for white, because he'll need to fill in to make this like a real co. Like I mean like an immediate co, because even if he plays somewhere else, like he still cannot directly capture. But yeah.
So yeah, like I didn't have any more threats that I could see. And honestly, I should have fixed.
It should have fixed. Yes.
I should have fixed.
Even that like even that will help.
I should have done this, because when he approaches, I can take, and now white doesn't really have any threats.
Maybe T13.
T13.
Yeah. Then what do you do?
So
it's kind. I think it's Sante reduction, but if he captures now, then you can defend at T14, and then when he plays at S14, then you pull back at T15. So now if he connects, then you still can make 2 eyes. It's just that your territory is badly reduced. But
that would have been a better result.
Yeah, even though it's badly reduced, it's like still I think winning for you.
So now that you guys know that that's what I should have done, I was like, I'm running out of threats. I'm just gonna play this little threat because I know he has to approach, and he fills into Liberty. I take the and he plays the B16. So I missed that. I should have fixed the shape. I don't have any big threats.
Not at this point, no.
At this point, no. Like I played K8 because I was like, I don't have any threats. I take white plays over here.
Yeah.
And that is game.
302 moves.
Yeah. So.
Well, commiserations for losing. It happens to the best of us. We've all done it before.
So, even playing in the co, if I had protected that corner better, like.
Yeah.
That would have been.
But I guess. But it all comes back to that. So that one of the tips, which says avoid unnecessary agi. So if you're going to solve the problem from the source, then just like give stuff away in the beginning and don't give your opponent a chance to initiate a co.
Yeah. So that the light is really bright over here.
So your shirt is red.
Oh yeah, it's a red shirt.
I didn't know
what
that.
What color did you think it was?
That was black. Or maybe I just wasn't paying
attention.
It's
my New Orleans shirt, actually. New Orleans. Every time I wear this shirt out, people ask me if I like jazz music. Because there's a big sax. It's the most random thing ever. I do like jazz music. But I get asked that all the time when I wear the shirt. But this has been fun. I really appreciate you having me on as a guest this Friday. And
do you learn a lot from my fighting tips?
Any fighting tips?
Any fighting tips? I talked
about
any tips
in general? Yeah. Read your moves out when you have time. Try to maintain sente, attack for profit, and avoid unnecessary co's.
Yeah, unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, just yeah. There's just so much stuff I could have done better in this game.
Now that we've finished this stream, I need to go back and see the footage so that I can actually tell what I did say, because I was improvising for the most part. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. Ateares, sorry for holding you 7 minutes late, but if you have something urgent to do, just go.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. You can find me on Twitch on Tuesday nights. I cast from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm on pretty much every week, but you can see my schedule on my offline screen. But, all right. Thanks, Steven, for having me on again. And I'm just going to go ahead and hop off now. All right. Appreciate it, man. Talk to you later.
Have a good night. Happy weekend. Alright, so that's pretty much what I have for you guys this weekend. Yeah, so if you're, just quick announcement, if you're in the Nova League group, we're hosting a Shape Go tournament on Sunday, and if you wanna volunteer as a tournament director, just let me know. Basically, Shape Go is you take black stones and you like put it all over like the first line, the borders. And that's what you try to live with 2 eyes. So that's what it is. But quick announcement. Apart from that, that's all I have for you guys. Do you guys have any questions and nothing else? If no, just enjoy your weekend. If you have girlfriends coming over, tell them about my channel, please. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching my Go content, and I also have Congress vlogs on YouTube now, so should be fun to watch. Alright, again. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Happy weekend. See you in the next